alignment, beautiful migration, Jupiter and Europa, Hyperion and Titan, singing psalms onto Saturn.
Namaste and a warm welcome. Today let us talk about Rahu in the 6th house. Before we move on to Rahu in the 6th house, let us have a look at the Karakas of Rahu and what the 6th house stands for. Rahu denotes harsh speech and sarcasm. So this harsh speech or sarcasm as it is comes to the preview of Rahu in the 6th house also because Rahu from the 6th house has a good aspect on the 2nd house, thereby denoting a very strong speech to the native concerned. Rahu denotes unrest. It denotes foreign travel. Rahu is all about confusions and suspicions. Rahu does create a lot of suspiciousness. So wherever Rahu sits in your chart, that person would be a suspicious person, or you would be suspicious about that person. Rahu denotes gambling. Yes, Rahu is good because gambling is also a form of illusion. Rahu denotes a very intelligent mind. In the last video, Rahu in the 5th house, we did the lineage of Rahu. So, for those who are interested in seeing how he has an intelligent gene, will be able to understand much better by looking into that video. Rahu is an airy element and working at high speeds, the winds, Rahu gives a very windy disposition. Rahu denotes worship of Ma Durga. So anybody who has an afflicted Rahu and wants to be treated so for it, Ma Durga is the goddess which needs to be appeased, needs to be worshipped. Rahu is all about the enemy of luminaries. Rahu, we know that when we saw it in the first video, Rahu in the 1st house, Rahu came and he sat between the luminaries. And the rest, as they say, is history. Rahu is influential. It has a smoky disposition. And wherever Rahu sits in your chart, that native will have a smoky colored skin. If so Rahu is in your 1st house, you may have a very dusky appearance. If Rahu is in your 7th house, your spouse or your 2nd child can have a dusky appearance, so on and so forth. Drugs, recreational or medicinal, fall within the preview of Rahu. Rahu can denote a lot of selfishness if it is working on your lower octave. Rahu is the illusionist, so the magicians can have a very strong connect with Rahu. The 6th house is also called the Ari, Ripu or Rogue. That is, it is the enemy or it is the disease house. The ruler of the 6th house are Mars and Saturn, and the mental makeup as far as the 6th house is concerned is the Shad Ripus or the 6 enemies of the human being. Its social status is all about obstacles, enmity, theft, confinement, etc. In its financial aspect, Rahu deals with, in its financial aspect, 6th house deals with debt and miserliness, and for career, it is a house of service. The 6th house shows how one's own progeny can behave like an enemy amongst the people around us, that is our family and friends, an enemy caused trouble in service, self-employment, business or industry, or the enemies which cause physical, mental, financial or professional trouble. Enemy which causes grievous injury, illness, disease leading to death, ultimately or directly causing death. The 6th house is also conditions for compromise, and it is the house for armaments or disarmaments, dissolution of fighting forces, etc. The mental anxiety and worries created by money involved in speculation, gambling, lottery, loans, chit funds, credit cards also fall within the preview of the 6th house. 6th house is maternal uncle and aunts. The fever, the illnesses that we face short term or long term, the ones that this spread over a period of time by contact or by staying together, and the risk to life through firearms, through electricity, poisonous snakes, bombs, explosions, earthquakes, all fall within the purview of the sixth house. Risk to life or limb through the robbers, thieves, dacoits is also within the sixth house's limits. The phobias that we face, the mental worries that we face, all within sixth house. Let's talk about Bill Clinton, the first example here. He's the American computer millionaire and he's the richest man in the world in the 90s. Let's talk about Bill Gates, our first example here. American computer millionaire. This man was said to be the richest man in the 1990s. With his company Microsoft going public in 1986, in 1991, he was worth some $4.4 billion. Said to be always on the first 3 in the Forbes list of the wealthiest for nearly a decade, he is said to be a great philanthropist. Running on very tight schedules and very strict regimes, is said to have donated or will his shares of profits to charity, the third world countries, that is to the tune of 90% of them. He's left enough for his children so that they would be motivated to work and live in comfort, but not enough so that they do not work at all. He's said to have been one of those millionaires, the billionaires, honestly, who have gone ahead and formed the club to encourage other billionaires to think along the same line and donate as much of their wealth as possible. Bill Gates is said to be highly competitive, a person who believes that competition should be nipped at the bud. He has had many lawsuits against him filed for the same. A person who gives his executives a very strong run for money is Bill Gates. There are a lot of things that we are going to talk about Bill Gates in the later series when we see what Rahu in the 6th house ultimately deduces to. Narendra Modi. He was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India on very 6th May 2014 at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. He became the first Prime Minister to be born after India's independence from the British Empire. He was born to a Gujarati family in Vadnagar. Modi helped his father sell tea as a child and later on ran his own stall. So, from a very humble beginning, he moved on to the highest possible stellar position in Indian politics. He left home after graduation and he traveled across India for 2 years and visited a number of religious centers. He became a full-fledged worker of the RSS, and when the RSS assigned him to the BJP in 1985, from there on, there was no turning back for this very hard-working person. He has been known to work for the betterment of the grassroots people. He follows a very strict regime of his fitness. He's said to have do his yoga every day in the morning without fail. Many more such points coming up in the later part of this series. Our final example here is Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar is an Indian film actor, martial artist, stuntman, television personality, philanthropist who works in Bollywood films. He has a career spanning for more than 25 years. He appeared to have worked in more than 100 Hindi films and won several awards, including the National Film Award for the Best Actor for his performance in Rustam. He's been considered as one of the most versatile actors, and the genre of roles that he has gone through is phenomenal. From being a very humble person on screen and off screen to being one of the Khiladi #1, this guy has traveled the entire gamut of acting expressions. He's become the first Bollywood actor whose movies have crossed respectively 200 crores in 213 and 300 crores in 216 in their domestic next lifetime collection. He works as a stunt actor and he often performs many of his own stunts, dangerous though they may be, and he's earned himself the title of Indian Jackie Chan. Let's have a look about what Rahu in 6th house for them has in common. All of them have a very strong spiritual leanings, need to help the society, need to move forward and to do a lot of things for the underdeveloped and for the needy is something that can be seen in all the charts. Bill Gates helps the third world countries. Narendra Modi have been known to work for the poor, and Akshay Kumar is one actor who leads by example. He is known to have lent a helping hand to the Paralympiads, and he's a great humanitarian at work. There's a need to maintain a strong physical fitness regime. Akshay Kumar, without fail, goes to his gym and does his other fitness regime without fail. The ability to overcome enemies and situations, very clearly seen in all the three cases, as we would see that they have each worked their way up in the different fields with a lot of competition. If resonating on a higher octave, it gives a systematic approach in life and very, very much true for all the cases. There's success only after struggle. 6th house is an Upachay house, and for that, it shows growth. But this growth is not just in one day, but has to be done, tackled day by day, day in, day out. Dealing with hidden enemies and problems. 6th house deals with hidden things. It is the enemies would be coming to you face on while you're working in an environment of yourself. Conscious about finance and career. Bill Gates is an entrepreneur, does not need anything much. Narendra Modi introduced the change of currency right at the inception of his career, and Akshay Kumar is said to be one of the most financially sound people in the industry. Capable of achieving one's goal through foresightedness is a very great thing that is associated with people who have Rahu in the 6th house. Rahu in the 6th house gives a person a strong need to develop a competitive attitude and a foresight in life. That's what Rahu in the 6th house does for you. If Rahu is working on a low octave for you and it happens to be in the 6th house, it can cause a lot of violence for you. It can also cause a lot of marital issues for you. On that note, have a happy day.
Day of alignment, beautiful migration, Jupiter and Europa, Hyperion and Titan, singing psalms onto Saturn,